What's going on, my friends? This is Dustin Stelzer from Electrician U. Boom. I got shirts. I got shirts. Also, Journey to Master. Obviously, this is the Journey to Master channel that you're watching. How's everyone doing? I had promised a while ago that I was going to do some live Q&A videos on Fridays. A lot of apprentices, electricians out there trying to like figure out their path, figure out how do I become an electrician? What route do I take? Should I go to trade school? Or like, I don't know, what kind of tools do I need? Do I need to buy a bunch of tools, or do companies provide tools? So there's a lot of like the same questions that keep happening just time and time and time again. So I figured Fridays are a good day to just answer questions. So leave some comments if you guys have any questions, if you want to ask anything. I've got a lot of like new things going on that I'm really excited about right now. I got my computer. I'm so happy. I've never used an Apple computer in my life though, so it's like I just feel like an absolute idiot trying to use this, the whole command everything. I don't know. I'm artistic, I'm really creative, so this just kind of makes sense for me. It's like everything's just way more intuitive. It's not so like linear and like stagnant and meticulous. Everything's kind of like really well thought of. For those of you that don't know, I recently had a problem with my laptop crashing. I've been losing data left and right. I have a RAID 5 configuration, so I've actually got 5 hard drives that are 2 terabytes apiece. And being a YouTuber, like creating content, you need a lot of storage. You're doing video editing, you're doing like, you know, Photoshop, you're doing just all kinds of stuff at one time. And so I have this, I don't even know what the hell the brand of the company is, but it was just some Amazon cheap find that I found for like 300 bucks. And it was 10 terabytes of space. And dude, I would start editing and then all of a sudden everything would crash. Like it takes about 15 hours to load 7 terabytes worth of shit onto a hard drive. And so I'd be doing something and I would find out that like one of my files was corrupted and the whole, like I couldn't access anything in that file. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'd back out, go to a different file, and I'd be able to work with it. But as soon as I like tried to save or backed up, that file was corrupted all of a sudden. So like I was just losing my data left and right. And I'm like, fuck, I don't have any of my resources. I don't have my intros for my videos. I don't have anything. I don't have any pictures, thumbnails. Like I've done so much work that I've saved on this thing. And eventually I just went out, I turned the NAS off. It's actually a network area storage. But I turned it off, like hard turned it off, turned it back on, and the whole entire thing said that I needed to format it. Like there was no data on the drive anymore. And I'm like, how could there be 7 fucking terabytes worth of data just gone? So again, like, dude, I'm not a tech guy. I just like, I YouTube a lot of shit and I just like figure this stuff out as I go. But evidently, like the way I was using the hard drive is like I was editing right off of it and I was constantly like streaming off of it and just doing everything off of it. And it was really inefficient. So I was creating more problems for myself than anything. So that happened. And then when that happened, I had to take 7 terabytes. I had to go buy a program for $80. Dead to the bone. Dude, I do have shirts for sale. Check this shit out. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm like full of myself. I designed these shirts. Evan False, dude, thanks for the support, dude. Thanks for watching the videos. I'm not very good or smart, so you're probably wasting your time. Anyways, so yeah, shirts. If you look down like on most of my YouTube videos, there's a company called Teespring that YouTube has just launched with all of their creators. Teespring lets you have like a little strip underneath the screen that has products that you can sell. And so I just started selling shirts. Like I've got that little like weird crazy fish guy that's at the end of some of my videos. I've got one of those shirts. I've got an Electrician U shirt that's black with white. I've got a white Electrician U shirt that's like black with blue. I've got a Journey to Master shirt. So all that stuff right now is only available by like clicking under a YouTube video as you're watching it and going to Teespring and ordering it. I'm gonna make some more shirts though, because there's like, I want to have a way. The thing about Teespring is like they take a lot of the money, you know, like they're the ones that are fulfilling the orders. They're the ones that have the store and everything. So I think like it would make me more money if I just had the shirts made and I sold them myself. But anyways, if y'all are interested in shirts, This is a medium. Like it kind of just feels like a fat guy in a little coat. I just feel like it's way too tight. So for you that normally wear mediums like I do, I like my clothes to like fit. I don't like them baggy. What's up, Alexander? I would say like order a size larger. This thing smells like glue, so it's like hot off the press. I haven't even washed it yet. But I have a feeling that the second I wash this, it's gonna shrink and then like it's gonna become Josh's shirt, which sucks because I just ordered like 15 shirts. I ordered hoodies, all kinds of stuff, and it seems like they're all gonna be pretty small. All right, how do I check comments? One of you guys like tell me how do I like, can I touch the screen? There we go. Young ball sack. I like the name, dude. When you go through DMs on Instagram, man, it's like a constant thing. Some days I'll like, for 2 or 3 days, just won't look. And then I'll look through and be like, holy shit, I've got a whole bunch of these to keep up with. So I'm not on there every single day, multiple times a day, but I do respond to everybody. So if you get at me, I will get back to you. It just may take a few days. It's the same thing for Twitter, the same thing for Facebook group. Like if you try to reach out to me, even if you send me an email and try to get at me, there's just so many, like between tool sponsorships and work and stuff my kids got going on and spending time with my wife and the sheer amount of people that like send me messages, it's just tough for me to keep up on my own doing this. So it's not to mean that I'm like some fucking important person. I'm not. It's just saying like I gotta live my life too. So I try as much as I can from the time I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to work at 6, those 2 hours, I'm on answering comments, I'm looking at emails, like I'm doing a lot of the work. I'm like putting last minute edits on videos. And then when I get off work, I spend time with the family until like more hours at night. And that's during the weekdays. The weekends, usually I dedicate like 1 full day to doing all that shit. So if you need something, dude, email me. Email's a little bit quicker for me. Since I'm always like looking through my emails for Home Depot like sponsor shit or like people trying to get in hold of me for like important things that aren't just shout outs and comments, email me at dustin@journey2master.com. That's a better way to get a hold of me. I gotta start looking through these comments. I'm missing like a whole shitload of them. Sean Fitzpatrick planning on serving our country, then becoming an electrician. Badass, dude. What branch are you thinking about joining? Is your code book similar to the Canadian electrical code book? I have no fucking clue, man. I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see what the Canucks code book look like. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Actually, that's a really good question. Sean Fitzpatrick, scroll up a few content. You're gonna make me do work? Come on, man. Hey man, what's up? Your videos are great and super informative. I just joined the Navy. Ah, dude, hell yeah. CB, construction electrician. Fuck yes, dude. That's a really good idea. I was going through like all the literature that I have recently. I've downloaded a whole shitload of like just publications and books, like downloaded full copies of books. And I have 2 Navy electrician, like one's advanced and one's beginning or like basic. And they're old. I mean, they're a few years old, but I have the whole manual that they teach out of in the Navy, and I've been looking through it, and it's like weird shit, like how to wire stuff on a fucking battleship, you know, and like I don't know, just working on like boat drive motors and things like that. It's just stuff that you'd never come across. Plus, there's not the same kind of national electrical codes that are followed. It's like military codes, and it's just really fucking cool to read that stuff and see what they do. I think joining the military, having your education paid for, joining a trade while you're in and doing that craft, and then getting out and getting into the trades is a hell of a way to do it, because all your shit's paid for. It's education. You're serving your country. Like there's no downside to it, other than, you know, like the military industrial complex seems rather hungry these days. But you know, I think that it's a very, very like honorable route to take, and it's going to give you a lot of knowledge and experience in a very short amount of time. So good on you, bro. Is plumbing easier than electrition? Electrition. I get what you're saying, man. I don't know. I know personally I wouldn't want to be a plumber. I just I like being dry more often than I like being wet. Zing. I just don't know the answer to that question. I respect plumbers, man. I've got some good buddies that are plumbers, and like all the trades, HVAC, welding, like all of the trades are a stable way to live a life and to earn an income for your life, for your family. So I say any of them, whatever you can get in is good. And to have experience in multiple, like that's even better. Is DJ App 9, is Milwaukee the best tool brand? I don't want to answer that, but I've got some things. Speaking of Milwaukee, this just showed up on my doorstep. My God, I'm so fucking excited to use this. So I did a post recently that was on Instagram of me cutting a unistrut with a carbide saw blade. I use a Sawzall to cut through strut, and like 15 electricians were like, "Where's your bandsaw, bro? Why don't you use a bandsaw? I can't believe you don't use a bandsaw." And it's like, motherfucker, I don't have a bandsaw. So Milwaukee saw that, and they're like, "I got you." So check this beast out. I haven't even shown this to anybody, like y'all are the first ones. But this is their Fuel 18 volt, 9 amp hour, like deep cutting bandsaw. This thing is dope. It actually comes with 2 9 amp hour batteries too. New tool smell, yum. But check that out, 9 amp hours. That thing is beast, and it comes with 2 of them. This thing looks very, very expensive. So I'm not gonna dick with it too much right now. But to answer your question, my dude, if you see how excited I just was when I held that Milwaukee tool, I think the answer is apparent. But I like DeWalt too. DeWalt's got a lot of really good stuff. It's just that Milwaukee's like hooking me the fuck up every minute of every day. It's like almost every day they're like, "Hey, you want some free shit? Hey, you want some free shit? Here you go, here you go." They gave me a heated jacket. You put a 12 volt battery in the damn thing in the back of it, and it's got heating elements all the way through it. It's like, that's fucking dope. And they send me all these like lights, flashlights, grinders, all kinds of cool stuff. So I love Milwaukee. I'm falling hardcore in love with Milwaukee. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let me check a couple more of these. Do tool review. I'm gonna do a tool review on that if that's what you're talking about. I'm gonna do a tool review on pretty much every tool I have. It's just so hard because Home Depot just keeps them coming. It's like the amount of content I used to make was just me making videos about electrical stuff, and now that I'm sponsored, I have to like triple to quadruple my content, and there's a hard schedule on everything. So that can, like, being sponsored is kind of a cool thing, but on the same token, it's like it's rough. It can be rough if you can't keep up with it, and sometimes I procrastinate things, so I end up getting behind, and then like the last week all I'm doing is tool reviews out on YouTube. So I apologize about that, guys. So I wanted to talk about a couple more things before I go back into all of that. So dude, got a MacBook Pro. For those of you that weren't like originally listening when I was rambling at the beginning of this, I kept losing all of my data. So like I would lose 7 terabytes of information, like every video I've ever made, every photo, thumbnail, like every blog post, like everything that I had stored, I was losing it. And then it would take me like 10 hours just to rip that shit and recover it, to find everything in that hard drive and then pull it off. And then I'd have to take scattered like small little hard drives because I didn't have another 10 terabyte thing that I could use to dump it all back on. So I had to like spend probably another 8 hours just getting all of the data moved over to all these separate hard drives. And then I would reformat my RAID drive, which was another like 5 hours. And then once I got it back up and going, I had to spend another like 10 to 15 hours moving all of my data back. So like I was down for 3 straight days, and all I was doing was just watching my computer like move 1 file per second, you know? So that happened, and then a couple weeks later, it happened again. And so I kept being down for like a week, and then finally got it all back up and going, and then my damn video card on my desktop went out. And I have a pretty good desktop. It's a Dell XPS something cool, big black tower, badass, good video card, gaming, I don't know. But video card went out, and so I'm like, fuck, I'm just not able to make videos again. So I was like, you know what, talked with the wife, I was like, I just need to get a MacBook Pro. Like, I keep hearing this over and over. Everybody in the comments when all this was happening was like, dude, get a MacBook, get a MacBook. So I was like, all right, I can spend like a down payment on a car, on a computer, and I don't feel very good about that. I don't like spending money on like stuff that just sits on a table, but Emily reminded me, she's like, it's not just a paperweight, it's like the thing that you use every single day, all day, for you to make any of this stuff happen. So like, it makes sense, let's just do it. So I got my MacBook. Took a little while to get it because I basically took all the specs and went vroom, 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 and just raised every kind of spec I could have on it, so it's like ultra badass. But I have it, so now I can start editing again. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a video because I haven't been able to do any videos. I've still been recording. Colton's been coming over, and Emily and Josh has even been helping. I've been recording a bunch of stuff, so I at least have some shit to chew on and spit out in the next week. Got some tool reviews done. Oh, I got some stickers. So like any of y'all that are on Instagram, what I really want to do is do a sticker swap. I have this whole table right here, and this is what I do my tool reviews on. So what I want to do is I'm probably going to paint it all white and do some like really killer mural on it, or like, I don't know, some kind of like artistic thing. But I want to get stickers from like other electrical companies, or I don't know, if you're an artist and you do art and you make stickers or anything, like send me some stickers. I want to do a sticker swap before I sell any of these. People are like, I want to buy them, but I just don't want to sell them yet. Like, I've been going through Instagram and telling people I'm doing a sticker swap, and so I have some people that are going to send me some stickers. Also, Journey to Masters stickers, a little bit smaller. If you guys are into stickers in a big way. Are you still into sandwiches in a big way? Flight of the Conchords reference for those of you that don't know who Flight of the Conchords is. Dude, you gotta go. They had a YouTube thing like, I don't know what, 10 years ago. They just came out with another new one, but Flight of the Conchords is so fucking hilarious, man. I don't like the show so much, but like their live duo that they did for HBO was fucking dope. All right, I have too many comments getting through, and I'm just rambling. Dustin, what are your thoughts on the New World Order? Oh, man. I don't know if I want to go that deep. I have a lot of thoughts. I don't know if I have any opinions, though. What we should really talk about is the Anunnaki. We should talk about Nibiru, the Anunnaki and reptilian race, and talk about ancient cuneiform and the tablets that were found in ancient Sumeria. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. Maybe hit me up in an email and we can talk about that. How much? Is Klein really as good as people say they are? Dude, Klein's dope. Like, really. There was somebody that left a comment the other day that said, if it ain't Klein, it ain't mine. I mean, everybody uses Klein. I have used a couple of other different brands, Knipex or Knipex, however the hell you say it, made in Germany. They have really good stuff too. They're actually gonna send me like a handful of their tools. They're gonna send me some strippers. I need to figure out how the fuck to say their brand. If any of y'all like know, if it's a sure thing, you really know how to say it, leave like a phonetic sounding out comment below so I know how to fucking say it and I don't have to be an embarrassment when I make a video talking about their shit. But dude, Klein's the way to go. Yeah, they're expensive, but like they're gonna last you so long as you're not fucking, you know, like your Kleins, if you're hitting them on stuff, like you're treating them poorly, I wouldn't do that. Once in a while, sure, but like there's a specific point on that thing. When you look at the Klein, when you look at the lineman's pliers, we just call them Kleins. But when you look at the pivot point with that lineman, because you're gonna screw up that pin that's embedded inside of that pivot point and you'll never be able to use them again. It's like when they're rusty. Have you ever left Kleins or like strippers or anything out in the rain and they get rust and you can't squeeze it anymore? It's the same thing that happens pretty much, except what you're doing is you're creating divots in that like perfectly machined circular pivot point, and that thing will be fucked and you'll never be able to use it again. So that's my tip for your lineman's pliers. Say it without the K, Knipex. Dude, that's how I was originally saying it. But like, I got lit the fuck up by people. Like, oh, I hate how he says it. He doesn't say it right. I always said Knipex, like a silent K. I don't know if Germans speak with a silent K or not. No, they don't, because it's like Keinen. Keinen is like no, right? Or like Nein, kein. I don't fucking know. How would a German pronounce the word knife? Leave that in the comments. That's what I really want to know. I was gonna be a trucker, but I got into porn, dude. Fuck, I'm so jealous. I would love to be into porn. It'd be like such a better way to live your life, right? Like all you gotta do is just have sex all day long, make money. Anyways, hi, honey. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to do, two things. I got one more tool to show you. This thing is pretty cool. I actually got to use this yesterday. I was building a 400 amp service, and we were doing everything in parallel. So we had like 40 different ends of wire that we had to run. We had to run down the riser into the meter, from the meter into the main disconnect, from the disconnect all the way inside to a panel, to a 400 amp panel. So we just had a lot of things that we had to strip out the ends of the wires. Dude, DeWalt makes this kit. This is a drill, like it's not just an attachment that goes on an impact. It's actually like a tool that's made like this. So what it is there's all these little tiny dies. They call them bushings. This one, if you can see, says 3/0 copper. So this one is specifically for 3/0 copper. But you stick this thing in here. It's got a little blade. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry if it's like blurry. It's got a little blade in there. And you just pull the trigger and it strips wire out. I just don't have any 3/0 copper here. I would show you on my Instagram, I think, and Facebook. If you're a part of the Electrical Wizardry Facebook group, you should join that shit if you're not and you're an electrician. But I did a little post on there showing people like how I was doing it. But this thing's so badass. Like it has inch mark on it, so you can set your depth. Like say, why can't I do that? Say you just want to strip out like an inch of wire. You set it to 1 inch and then you put the wire in and you strip it and it perfectly cleans off the end. It's so dope. You can go all the way to 4 inches. I kind of wish it went to 8, you know, like, or 6 or something, because like when you're trying to build a head, when you're pulling wire, it'd be nice to be able to strip out that full amount and then twist off whatever you need and cut the extra. So it only goes to 4. I don't really know what I would use 4 for. Like I'm doing mostly residential and small commercial. So I don't see a need to have that much stripped off, but I did find that it was a little bit faster just to go all the way to 4, and then all you have to do is score and take off like 2 more inches when you're building your head to pull wire. But the cool thing is look how many dies come in this thing. So it goes from 1/0 copper or 2/0 aluminum all the way up to 700 copper. So like, it's so quick, man. It's like, you're done. You don't have to sit and score that damn thing and slice it off and then pull your pull your needle nose out to rip it off, or like you don't have to mess with any of that. So I think that it does each cut that you do or each strip that you do, it's probably like cuts it down to about 1/3 of the time. That's just a pretty dope tool. So I wanted to share that with y'all. All right, let's look into some more comments. What are you guys saying? Let's just say I can shoot a bird off a tree branch, dude. Fuck yeah. That's funny. That little video of the TH2 DeWalt wire stripping drill is badass. Yeah, man. I love it. How much does an electrician make a year? Dude, there's no square answer to this. Like, out in LA, I've heard of journeyman electrician making $75 an hour, $100 an hour. In Texas, I've heard of people making 24 to 35 an hour. Plus, if you're in the union, it's probably a little bit more than that. They have benefits packages that they roll in. So their wages appear to be higher, but they have a lot of other things that they have to pay out of that as well. It's usually like a complete package. But I don't know, you know, New York, they're probably going to be higher than Texas. And Wisconsin, out in the boonies, they're probably going to be like, you know, $20 a fucking journeyman. I don't know. But you're never going to be like a ball and out of control rich millionaire being an electrician or being a tradesman, period. A lot of people think that like, oh, I can own my own business and I can just be making millions and millions. That's not how it works. You might get lucky working for yourself and having like 3 or 4 people that you know pay to help you keep a company going. And then at that point, you might be bringing $1 million a year in revenue. Doesn't mean you're keeping $1 million a year. You're probably paying half of that out in labor, or payroll. You're paying like a 10, like 20% of it out in taxes. You got materials. You got a lot of overhead. You got gas. Like, you just have so much, like insurance. Just making sure that you get the phones ringing costs money. Like, you got to pay for lead services if that's what you want to do. Some people are like way against that, but like, paying Home Advisor, Angie's List, all that shit, setting up a website, going to the local, what the hell is that called? The Department of Commerce Department, Chamber of Commerce. There we go. Pay them money, like $350 a year. They'll put you in their listing of like everybody in the city that's also paid money to be in there. It's hard to make the phones ring, but like, it's also hard to like be sustainably profitable for the first couple of years. That's why I just, like, after my first year of running my own company, I was like, fuck, man, I'm too young. I don't know nearly enough about business. I'm doing everything on my own. I'm freshly married, and all we do is talk about fucking bills all the time. And like, hey, did you send this estimate to this customer? And it was like 24/7 nonstop. And I still was never able to pay myself. So the thought of like going into your own, it seems like there's a sweet spot. Like, once you're a journeyman and you're in like 3 or 4 years of being a journeyman, you're making a really good wage. You're providing for your family. You can buy some toys. You have fuck around money. If you are wise with your money. If you're just like stupid with your money and you blow your money all the time, that's not going to be true. But again, you're not going to be balling out of fucking control being a tradesman, but you will be able to provide like a really secure life for yourself. Like, when I was a journeyman, I bought my house by myself. I had terrible credit too, so like I spent 2 years getting my shit together, saving up a little bit of money, and like I was able to buy a house on my own because of my income, and not at all because of my credit. That's for fucking damn sure. Anyways, that's like a long-winded answer. I'm sorry. You can make a good living, but you're not going to be balling out of fucking control. Muku Duke, I like the name. Can you speak on union versus non-union? Going union seems better in my perspective. I'm not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole, my friend. Only because the union versus non-union debate seems to be like one of the hottest topics to piss people off next to religion and politics. Union guys hate non-union guys. Non-union guys hate union guys. Everybody's like, mine's better, yours is better. It's like sports teams, I was never in the union, so I can't really talk on it that much. I know people that were, so like I have a little bit of working knowledge of what they've gone through, but I can't speak on it intelligently. I've actually been curious about looking into the union lately, just to see what it's all about. But I didn't go through an apprenticeship through a union or anything like that, so I can't really speak on it. But I have no hate for the union. I actually recommend people go to the union a lot, depending on where they live. Like, a lot of people ask me, this is where I live, this is my circumstances, should I go union, should I go to trade school, should I go non-union? So I start asking them questions about like where they're at and what they need, and I tell a lot of people to join the union. I think that it's a really good thing for a lot of people to do, but maybe not for everybody. Can we expect a new EMT video about 3-point and 4-point saddles? Yes, you can. Soon, not soon. Holidays is coming up. I'm going to be out of town, going to Arizona for like a week, driving out there. Gonna go do the whole Grand Canyon thing with the family, and go see my grandparents. Then New Year's. There's just a lot of shit going on, it's December, so not anytime soon. I've got a bunch of tool reviews that I got to get done before, what is that? It start November, December, January, by like February 1st. A lot of my like stuff that I'm trying to record, like 4 or 5 episodes a day right now, is getting ahead of tool reviews. But I do have a list of stuff that I've got videos coming up. I don't know, man. I might do it. Again, it's not going to be before Christmas, but I do want to do it soon because a lot of people really liked that video and it seems to have helped them out. So I'll probably do one. It's just, you got to be patient with me. It might be a few weeks. Where did it go? Bryce, how was the transition from apprentice to journeyman and working on jobs yourself? Dude, it was fucking dope. I've always been a like push kind of person. I don't a lot of the time like wait for opportunity to happen to me. I kind of make things happen. I'm like a professional doer. Um, Sometimes I don't think enough before I do, whereas a lot of people don't. They think too much and don't do. I'm definitely not that. Sometimes I don't think enough, and it ends up like my doing was the bad thing to do, and I fucked up. But like I just get back on the horse and keep going, man. Like I figure out uh, the hard way, I guess, but I just do it by doing constantly. So like I've always been a really hardworking person. I've always tried to be the top like apprentice amongst other apprentices. And not even that I wanted to be the top for comparison's sake. I just wanted to stand out because I wanted the journeyman to take me seriously. And I wanted to be found working and hands in something all the time when the other guys were out smoking cigarettes, or when the other guys were over talking on their phones, or when the other guys were doing whatever the fuck they're doing. I was up on the ladder putting cans in. I was like doing really neat work and stuff like that. So I just always kind of had that ethic, and I knew the second that I could test. In Texas, we're able to test for a residential wireman's license, so you can do just residential work. And then there's a journeyman license that after 4 years you can get. That's when you do commercial work. But like, dude, the second I was able to test, boom, I did it. And immediately I got put with an apprentice. And the guy I was working with said, I'm doing this because putting an apprentice with you makes you have to teach. And the more you have to teach somebody, you have to think of explanations for things, and you have to really think about how things work, and it clicks. It's just like an accelerated rate of learning for you to be teaching other people. So to me, that was awesome. I actually got to work with some friends too. So like, it wasn't just some random kid that I didn't give a shit about. It was like working with somebody that I was really passionate about what I was doing, so they were too. And so like, we both kind of like just learned quickly and taught each other things and asked questions. And it was just a really cool like teaching environment. The stress of running your own jobs and being the one that everything comes down on, that can be a little bit tough, but like, I'm okay with somebody being pissed that I fucked something up, you know, like, it's not a sweat off my back. I'm very honest. Like, I just think that the way I live my life is through integrity. So if I fuck something up, the first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, I fucked this up, but this is what I did to fix it. The weight of that, though, the weight of like everything coming down to you, and even if an apprentice screws up, you're the one getting an ass chewing. That can be a lot for people, but for me, it's just not. Like, I'm okay with delegating. I'm okay with showing up and having 5 or 6 people around being like, here, I need you to go do this, I need you to go do this, I need you to go blah, 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 blah. What I've found though is that like I need to step back more and not work as much. I'm always just hands in, like working. And it's not that I'm always working fast and I'm too busy and focused on stuff, but it's like, I mean, sometimes it is like I need to step back and double check people around me. That's my role now. My role is to like keep lists, think 3 steps ahead of what this guy's doing, know what he's going to do next, what he's going to do next, have this person over here, what's she doing, what does she need to do next, and now already having all of that thought out, keeping my material lists running, keeping my list of change orders or just changes on a job, keeping a list of questions that I need to ask my boss about, you know, like, how are we going to handle this thing, or they said they wanted 3 of these and you said we were doing 1, and like, I just keeping things like that, just kind of keeping on top of things is your job as you're running things. You have an apprentice as a hand to kind of relieve you from being able to do some tasks. It's like because you have more things to do, that you kind of need help. You need somebody that can be an extra hand, an extra set of hands for you. So every once in a while you can take a break, sit back and look at things and figure out, you know, how to best do everything. Sorry, again, really long-winded answer, but like, it was so awesome for me. I just, as soon as I started leading jobs, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm sold on this. This is me. It would be so weird for me to go back to being a helper, and just like not taking charge of things. I don't know, maybe not. I tend to like, when I have an apprentice that's kind of getting ready for their test, I like to kind of let them control things and start asking them. Like Colton will be, you know, walking in one day and I'll be like, all right, boss man, what are we doing? you know, and I'll just let him take charge. He has the plan, and he has to figure out like what we're gonna do, and it can be catastrophe some days, and it can be smooth as hell some days. But I don't know if there's a nugget of knowledge in there that I actually dropped. If not, I'm sorry. Floyd, just want to say I love your videos. I'm a first year apprentice, still in high school, but I really love watching your videos. They really help me with the test and with my hands-on training too. Just want to say thanks. No problem, dude. I'm glad you get some value out of what I'm doing. Glad it's not just like dead air. That some of you actually find some value in what I'm doing. It means a lot. So thank you for watching. What else is going on? Oh, I have a test practice book coming out for those of you that are getting ready to test. I put together a 100-question book, and that's going to be dropping after the first of the year. I'm trying to get it published right now, so it's done, it's completed. It's just like going through the process of publishing and trying to work through the holidays. So I figured just like after the first of the year is probably a good time to release it. What else has been going on? I fucked my back up yesterday. It's like a constant problem with me. I'm just not careful enough with my back. Doesn't matter if I'm at the gym or if I'm at a job site. Like, I try to He-Man shit too much sometimes, and I end up fucking myself over. Yesterday I was just lifting a huge, it was like 200-foot roll of, what was it, 3/0 copper. It was heavy. It was like probably 150, 200 pounds, and I was lifting it by myself. And the second I threw it down, I just felt all the muscles in my upper back just go. So for the rest of the day, like the pain progressively got worse and worse. And last night I was just like in shooting pain laying on the couch. So like be careful with what you're doing out there. You can really fuck yourself up lifting stuff. Lift with your knees, lift with your legs, don't lift with your back. Yeah, that old adage. I can't think of anything else to say. I kind of have like a, time limit I've noticed. Like I can't speak for more than about 30 minutes. After I get to 30 minutes, it's like, all right, I'm tired of hearing myself talk. I'm sure y'all are too. Anyways, last minute, let's do like, I don't know, 2 more minutes, and then we'll kill this thing because my wife's about to get home, and I got to get on them cuddles. Is California codes much different than all our states? Fuck, man, I don't know. I don't live in California. I've never been to California. Well, I've been to California, but I don't know anything about the electrical codes out there. I know that they have a different contractor's license process that they go through. I know that a lot of the big cities are highly unionized, so places like LA, San Diego, stuff like that, like you have to go through a union, and sometimes it takes like 3 years to get into an apprenticeship, which is fucking bananas. Like here in Austin, you just go knock on doors and get a fucking job. You know, I don't understand having to wait 3 fucking years to get into a program. It's nuts. But yeah, like codes, I mean, it's the national electric code that we follow. So for the most part, everybody's going to be running the same kind of code. Some states and some like counties and local jurisdictions are slow to take on new code cycles. So there's probably still some places out there that are using the 2014 code book. And they haven't even started adopting the 2017 yet. And we're about to go to the 2020 in a couple years. So every local jurisdiction though, every city, like the city of Austin here, basically takes the National Electric Code, fucking crumples it up and throws it away, and they start rewriting their own stuff. Ain't that bad, but like we are phasing. They want us to phase our conductors red, white, blue, you know, or like red, black, blue, or like single phase is going to be red, black. Instead of black on the left, they want red on the left. Kind of a stupid thing, I know, but you have to like remember, what street am I on? Am I in Austin right now? Like, which colors do I have? It's such a stupid fucking thing. Like, why is that something you need to change? It's probably something to like keep the local guys, like knowing who the local guys are and who's from out of town, if they know these codes or not. Just a lot of dumb shit that they like to change. Don't know why. But codes are different everywhere, but they're still kind of like base premised off the National Electrical Code, so it shouldn't be that different. Dude, have any of y'all been listening to like some new music that you're just fucking like blown away by? I am a huge music nut, but I very seldom come across something that's just like so good, like so damn good. Takasha 69, dude. Are you fucking trolling me or are you being for real? My kid talks about Takasha and doesn't talk very highly, so it's like if my kid doesn't even respect, I don't know. Hey, I shouldn't laugh, man. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. I should go listen to it. You were being cool enough to fucking give me something and I just laughed at you. I'm a dick. I'm sorry. I'll go check it out. I really will. I'm just trolling, bro. Fuck you, man. You had me all in my feelings for a second. No, but again, dude, I always talk about Tool and talk about fucking Pink Floyd. I've been like just re-listening to the 10,000 Days album. Like, I really think it's the most epic fucking album ever put out on the planet. I don't think musically, lyrically, like masterfully, I don't think there's a better piece of musical like a masterpiece of musical piece of mastery on the fucking planet other than like Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Like cover to cover, it's just the most fascinating shit to listen to on the planet. As far as hip hop, let me go through some of my music real quick on my new computer. Sorry, I'm like, I feel like I'm fucking better than everybody now that I have a Mac. I really don't think that I'm better than anybody. I'm actually pretty fucking harsh on myself. What just happened? Come on, Mac. Turn on. I wanted to go through some of the hip hop I've been listening to. If y'all give a shit, I don't know. What? Password? Come on. Lately, I've been listening to Logic. I'm kind of getting into Logic. I mean, I've listened to like every one of his albums, so I guess you could say I'm into Logic, but it's not. To me, it doesn't have staying power for me to like be like, oh my god, that's so fucking good. I want to throw that on 30 playlists. Yeah, I would say he's an intellectual rapper. He's definitely not like a flow guy. Or like freestyle guy. He's a writer, so he's a poet. A lot of his stuff can tend to start sounding the same. He's got a very fast rhythm that he usually raps to, but he's got some really deep shit. And then he's got some just like silly junk shit that I don't really care for. But some, like, if any of y'all like hip hop, some people you should check out that are kind of like underground, not mainstream, a little bit older, is Talib Kweli, Talib Kweli. Talib Kweli is pretty dope. A lot of his older stuff, when he was doing stuff with Mos Def. Mos Def is another one. Mos Def's got some of the like fucking craziest rhymes, and he's just kind of like goofy, but he's sly. I love Mos Def. Common, I love Common. Common is a deeply intellectual poet, so I love listening to his shit. Been getting into some E40 lately. I don't really know that much about like West Coast hip hop or rap, so like some Mac Dre, some E40. E40's style is fucking crazy. Like that song Choices, I just can't stop playing it. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. I'm trying to get my kid to listen to Wu-Tang, but it's almost like, for me, listening to like rap from 1982 is just, I just can't, man. Like the old Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff shit, it's just, I don't like the way it sounds, the beats. Fucking Biggie, I was a huge fan of Biggie, man. How do you say your thing? Mubaduke? Mubaduke? Mubaduki? I don't even want to fucking say it, I sound retarded. Anyways, yeah, I used to listen to Biggie a lot. He's like pretty dope lyricist, but it's all Cash Money hoes, and I don't know. I think like I'm a little bit more I'm like beyond all of that in my life. I don't need to sit and listen to fucking, I got money, I got hoes, look at the cars I drive, I'm so cool, I'm the best, don't look at me, I'm, like, I want to listen to somebody that has some depth and that talks about like the human condition and suffering and like has something to say that nobody else is saying, you know, somebody smart. So that's the kind of shit I've been getting into a lot. The Roots are really good. If any of y'all listen to the Roots, they're very like musical. They actually have instruments. Pretty awesome. Who else? Dude, I recently saw Metallica for the first time ever. I went to ACL, and holy fucking hell, I've never seen talent like that. I have yet to see Tool, so I can't really compare. I have a feeling Tool will be like the most astounding concert I've ever been to in my life. Joey Badass is sick. I actually really like his shit. A lot of it. More and more that I listen to, I like a lot of his stuff. Who else? J. Cole, Joey Badass. I kind of like put them on playlists together. Eminem's fucking nasty, but nasty in a good way. But his stuff's also like, to me, it's like lacking depth. You know, back in the days when he was like just fucking raw and talking about shit that nobody else was, like just epic truth in a fuck you kind of way. Like, I loved that. I was a huge Eminem fan. Lately, I just kind of feel like he's just keeping up with the, I don't even want to say, like, who the fuck am I to judge somebody else's music, really? But I don't know, like, the stuff he's coming out with, I just, like, vibe with it. Takes a lot for me to vibe with something, like, musically. Always into Radiohead. Radiohead's so crazy good. Like, just, Jesus, some of the best. I love electronic music, especially when you go to festivals. I love electronic music. I don't really know what kind of electronic music to classify that I like. I just like stuff that gets you to move your fucking body, but I don't like the like just over and over and over. Like, I like things that have crazy harmony and like just amazing. The whole dubstep scenery kind of changed EDM in a huge way, and I'm glad it did, because it introduced this like just like depth and thickness and like these massive drops that weren't there before. Trump versus Hillary, go fuck yourself. I'm not even going there. I actually don't give a shit about politics. The word politics, like the definition of the word politics, means conflict. So I just don't, I'm not a person who involves myself in conflict. Like, I just try to like ride the wave through life and not fuck with people and not be fucked with. So I stay away from politics. Every Day by Logic is overrated, but still like his other stuff. Yeah, Indica Badu, dude, that track. I love Indica Badu. What are some of those other really good songs? 44 Bars, or is it 44 More that I really like? No, I think 44 Bars was the one that I like more than 44 More. Anyways, I like Logic shit. Josh actually showed me. No, Gary Vaynerchuk is where I learned about Logic from. I was watching some of his shit back when I was like in super hustler business guy mode. I've since not watched him anymore. Do you prefer mid-tempo lounge house music? I would say like, let me pull up Spotify. I've got it right here. Some stuff that I would be interested into the EDM kind of ish scenes. So, shit, dude, like the music, I don't know how to classify it, but like if you've ever heard of Trent Mahler, Submotion Orchestra, Synchro, Phaeleh, Phaeleh. What else? Lemon Jelly is pretty cool. Afterglow by Phaeleh was like one of my favorite tracks on the fucking planet to just like rock in a good set of headphones and close my eyes. So like, I don't know, it would take me a long time to go through it, but like Metaform, Prefuse 73, Triphonic, Bonobo, music style of electronica that I like listening to. Flight Facilities, there's an Adventure Club remix of Crave You that I really like. So anyways, hope that answers your question about like electronica. I listen to all kinds of shit. I listen to orchestral music. I listen to country music, older country, not this fucking new wave like Britney Spears fucking country music, not Britney Spears country music, but like just this poppy bullshit country. It's like lost its soul. It's lost that fucking deep, painful twang, that like blues gut that it had. So I like the old like Randy Travis and